But first, tonight's top story. After the April 27th tornado hit the city and its main business corridors, Tuscaloosa saw an opportunity to fix building ordinances and then recreate zoning guidelines already in the process of changing.
But as part of that proposed plan, certain businesses may be banned for good. Here's a specific look at the temporarily forbidden businesses in the tornado-damaged areas. Auto repair shops, car washes, lumber stores, greenhouses, pawn shops, payday loan businesses, title loan businesses, storage units, sexually oriented adult use facilities, tattoo and body piercing parlors, and wholesale stores. WVUA's Victoria Sheehan takes a look at why the city is proposing these changes and how some local business owners feel about this news.
Plans are not final, but some businesses stand still, hinged on how and when to move forward.
Yes, tough decision. We probably have frustrated some people that were located there.
I think it's wrong.
The 3 locations targeted in the rebuilding plan are Rosedale, Alberta, and the 15th Street McFarland areas, places most affected by April's storm. Corridors that now must depend on conceptual plans for the future.
There are certain uses that we did not want to see come back on the corridors just due to looking down the road 50 years from now or even sooner. As those 3 corridor areas develop, we want them to develop with the types of businesses that we feel like are suitable for that area.
While city leaders envision a more modern look for these areas, business owners not in the direct path of change say they are still concerned.
That I'm next?
Do you, I mean, is that?
Yeah, what they going to do? Extend it all the way out? City limits just keep going and pushing all the automotive repair places out of town and all the pawn shops out of town. And you know, I can see some of the adult stuff maybe not being in there. I agree with that part of it, but you know, there's some of the businesses that there's nothing wrong with them being there.
City leaders say that it's in Tuscaloosa's best interests and that they will work with local owners so that their business can continue to thrive within the city.
We feel like that it still allows people to come back now before this plan is adopted 120 days or 160 days or whenever from now. It allows them to go ahead and move forward now if they want to, but they're going to have to meet these certain guidelines. If you allow things to come back the way they were, then what is the point in putting in a plan in the future if you're going to allow some things to go in there now that you wish that you wouldn't have allowed to go in there?
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Victoria Sheehan, WVUA News.
And the mayor has submitted his plan to the Citizens Advisory Committee. After that group reviews it, the plan goes to the Planning Commission. Then the Tuscaloosa City Council will have the final say.
The Cedar Crest neighborhood was hard hit, and today the subdivision's most well-known resident became the first person to finish building from the ground up and move in. Former Tuscaloosa Mayor Al DuPont wasted no time rebuilding his home. After a 2.5-month process, DuPont's new home is now complete. Today, he moved in with the help of his granddaughter and a couple of good friends. He is the first person to rebuild and move into a new home in the Cedar Crest community. DuPont told us it was help from friends that made this rebuilding process a fast one.
I had to rebuild from scratch, and in less than 2.5 months, I was very fortunate to have a couple of people to help me, and I was my own contractor.
And no surprise here, DuPont says he plans to have a housewarming party when the weather gets a little cooler.
Facebook is a great way to keep in touch with family and friends, but what about teachers and students? Should schools allow Facebook usage? Tuscaloosa County Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo says the actual use of Facebook is not prohibited in schools. He believes the social network can serve as an asset to students and teachers, but disciplinary action will come to students and teachers if they use Facebook outside the policies posted in the student handbook.
There are specific policies about the relationships that teachers, employees have with students. It's very clear, and making sure that whatever the communication is going is done under the guidelines of that policy.
And Dr. Costanzo says he hopes the students will use Facebook to keep up with classmates regarding their school assignments. In other news, when you go to the mailbox this week, you may open up a big surprise. Alabama football season is less than a month away, and tickets are already starting to arrive. The Alabama Crimson Tide will take the field against the Kent State Golden Flashes on September 3rd. Single game tickets are still available to the public through the University of Alabama ticket office. Officials say Vanderbilt is the only game that's sold out. To purchase tickets, you can call the ticket office at area code 205-348-BAMA. That's 205-348-2262.
And you like good news, don't you? We have some good news about a Tuscaloosa County organization that was the victim of theft earlier this week. Remember on Tuesday we told you about this story. Thieves took nearly $300 worth of aluminum cans from the Eagles Wings facility in Northport. Those cans had been donated by Northport residents, then recycled by clients of the organization to make some money. Now, residents have generously been donating money and their cans to the organization. Officials with Eagles Wings say they're excited about the outpouring of help the community has given. Donations are still being accepted to help out Eagles Wings clients. If you'd like more information on how you can donate cans to Eagles Wings, you can find a link to their website by going to ours, WVUATV.com. Just click numbers and links. Help them out if you can. Tropical storm Emily did not hit Puerto Rico directly, but it still dumped a lot of rain. Cars drove through the flooded roads, some barely making it. The storm downed power lines, damaged homes, also caused some mudslides. No word of any injuries. Emily now headed toward Haiti.